Well, hello guys. So today we are going to talk about season 4 of Invincible, which has just ended. I already have a video on the first 3 seasons, you can check that out. Now let's talk about season 4. If you haven't watched it yet, then go watch it. It's great. It's the best season so far. So with a spoiler warning, let's start the review. In season 4, we saw Mark changing his beliefs and ideology. By the end of season 3, we saw how many people died because Mark was unable to kill his opponents, as he didn't want to devalue others' lives, like his father. He never wanted to become as violent as his father or his race and wanted to hold back. However, as we saw at the end of season 3, this led to the deaths of many people, as those villains remained alive and harmed others. Additionally, his family, especially Eve, got hurt. Seeing all this made him change his beliefs and he decided not to hold back and to kill them to save others and protect his family. What I liked the most about this season was how Mark was pushed to the point where he had no choice but to sacrifice for the greater good or choose the lesser evil option. I appreciate when a series pushes our heroes to make hard choices instead of just having them punch and beat a bad guy. In the very first episode, we saw Mark being pushed to the edge where he had to make the hard decision of killing an innocent man who was possessed by a villain in order to save others and prevent the alien species from taking over more humans. Here, Mark changed and actually killed a person to save the world and especially his family. I actually love this change in his character and I love how the writer pushed our main hero into more morally grey situations where he had to make a hard choice for the greater good. It made Mark one of the best characters ever in fantasy. Another part of this season was Nolan's redemption arc. We saw him changing by the end of season 1, where a single line from Mark made him rethink his plan. But in this season, we saw him going fully against his empire. We learned how Nolan was nurtured from his childhood and how he was always taught to respect power only. He was taught to help his empire no matter what, and to have no sympathy for the weak. His planet itself killed every weak member of their society, and anyone who couldn't keep up would be killed. However, his years on Earth changed him and made him see different perspective on life. He experienced human connections without any conditions. He recognized the value of human connection instead of just respecting power. And Debbie of course had a huge part in it. Debbie is a very important character as she was the one who changed Nolan and nurtured Mark and Oliver to be good people. Without her, things would have been different. We saw Nolan finally joining hands with the coalition of planets and making up for his mistakes. We saw Nolan going to every person he disappointed and apologizing to them. Now I don't think Nolan deserved forgiveness from them or in general. Whatever he did was beyond redemption. But he was also one of the most important characters in this fight against the Viltrumites. He was the only one who could compete against Thrag. Without Nolan, the coalition wouldn't be as effective. And that's why for the greater good, the team needed Nolan. So I'm fine with him living on another planet while helping the coalition in their fight against the Viltrumite Empire. However, I didn't like Debbie forgiving him. Debbie should have remained with Paul. Now let's talk about the main villain of the season and the story, Thrag. Thrag was portrayed as a great threat as he was the leader of Viltrum Empire, and he definitely lived up to his name. He was a menace to Galaxy and the main reason why the coalition failed to defeat the Empire. He didn't have an ounce of good in him. He was very egoistical and only respected power. He wanted the Viltrum Empire to rule the galaxy, but he also couldn't stand anyone else ruling the Empire. In the end, Thrag defeated the coalition and almost killed Nolan and Mark. However, he let them go as he wanted to regrow his race, which was very low in numbers. There were only 37 of them left. I don't understand why the coalition destroyed their planet. I guess they thought that the Viltrumites would give up if they saw their planet destroyed. But they could have just changed the capital of their empire. It was a very bad and unnecessary plan. In the end, Thrag and his army went to Earth to reproduce more and increase their population. Here again, Mark couldn't just beat down the villain, he had to negotiate with the main antagonist in order to save many other lives. Which was great, I really liked that. At the end, we saw Alan having that virus that could weaken the Viltrumites. However, using that virus could affect Viltrumites on their side and humans too. Now Alan is in a moral dilemma about whether he should use this virus and sacrifice a small number of people for the greater good or if he should find another way. I have read the rest of the story and it's great, so I can't wait to see the next part. The story is fantastic, especially the main plot. So that was it for the today. This season was easily the best season. My ranking of the seasons would be season 4, season 3, season 1, season 2. So tell me your thoughts and ranking in the comments.